Today we are going over this hero deck. Now, you do notice this thing is filled with ultra rares. If you want to build the most competitive deck out there, heroes is not it. But it is really cool, it is filled to the brim with nostalgia, and if this video can get 1000 likes, I will buy the gems, open the packs to build this hero deck in-game and make combo tutorials and play it on ladder and all of that good stuff. Also, be sure to subscribe for that. So we get to 1000, I make this in the game beyond that. Also, shout out to Noman. Noman is an incredible player, winning regionals in Yu-Gi-Oh! And so forth, and he helped me build this particular list. He probably knows what he's talking about. I also made a few changes to optimize it for me personally. Let's get into the list. First of all, we have 3 Max C. How many times on this channel do I need to tell people that this card is stupid? So we're gonna play it. We're not the most unfair deck like some of the big meta decks out there, so Max C allows us to draw into our big hand that is hopefully big enough to be unfair against the other unfair decks. I know, a sad world we live in, but that's why we play 3. Next, we are playing Vision Hero Increase. If you take battle or effect damage while this card is in your graveyard, you can place this card from your graveyard in your spell and trap zone as a phase-up continuous trap. During the main phase, if this card is treated as a continuous trap, you can tribute 1 hero monster, special summon this card. If this card is special summoned from the spell and trap zone, you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower Vision Hero monster from your deck. So this is just another extender. We don't need 3 because that gets very bricky. 2 is just fine. Next, we have Ash. I hope I don't need to explain Ash anymore. Ashen is an incredible hand trap. If you've seen my hand trap video, top 5, you should definitely check it out though, because there's other hand traps in there that are really game changing this format. You need to check it. But yeah, Ash, really solid hand trap. Also stops our opponent's Max C from going off, which is very important. Next, we run 3 Elemental Hero Stratos. Now, this is a bit of a controversial one maybe. I see a lot of players playing heroes playing less of this, and that is fine in my opinion. It's just that this is such an incredible starter, and also I have a little bit of this nostalgia boner. Back in the day, I played Dark Arm Dragon. Oh, what a cool card. You could play a Stratos in there and get your Malicious and so forth. So I just love this card. I think everyone who plays heroes loves this card. So when this card is normal special summoned, either destroy spells or traps on the field up to the number of hero monsters you control, or add 1 hero monster from your deck to your hand. So adding that hero monster is the thing you're gonna do most. You're basically gonna look for anything. Almost anything in the deck is a hero. That's why I really like it. It's a really solid starter. It can also extend because it also works when special summoned. Incredible card. I want to have it in my hand, so that's why I'm playing 3. But I know some people are playing only 1 or 2 because there's other cards that can lead to this anyway. I get that, but yeah, I like my 3 Stratos. Next, we have Vision Hero Vion. This is a crucial card. Super crucial. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can send 1 hero monster from your deck to the graveyard. So this is basically emo Stratos. You can only use this effect of Vision Hero Vion once per turn. Once per turn, you can banish 1 hero monster from your graveyard, add 1 polymerization from your deck to your hand. So as you can see, we are running the poly because we can surge that, which then means we get to fuse into all of our crazy guys and not minusing and so forth. And again, sending any hero monster is just impactful. We have a bunch of stuff we can send. Next, we have Elemental Hero Shadow Mist. If this card is special summoned, you can add 1 change quick play spell from your deck to your hand. If you don't know which one, it's Mask Change right here. This card is crazy, but more on that later. So yeah, you want to special summon this out, grab the Mask Change, and then if this card is sent to the graveyard, add 1 hero monster from your deck to your hand, except Shadow Mist. But you can only use 1 of these effects per turn and only once that turn. So you do have to choose carefully. The fact that you can add any hero monster makes it incredible. It's also why you don't necessarily need 3 Stratos, but boy, look at him. Look at our boy Stratos. Next, we have Destiny Hero Celestial. If you've been playing recently in the TCG, you already know this card. You use this together with Fusion Destiny and Dasher or Plasma, some people play Plasma, to make your Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer. And that card will actually make this deck even crazier. So we are waiting for that. So we mostly run this because it's a Destiny Hero name, and we are playing some Destiny Hero fusions, so we need Destiny Hero names to make them. This is actually one of the best Destiny Hero names, because while you have no cards in your hand, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card and 1 Destiny Hero monster from your graveyard to draw 2 cards. You will do your combo, you will Fusion Destiny, you will send Celestial and 1 other card, whatever you need for the fusion summon, that is. You do whatever your combo is, your hand is empty, you know, you pass your opponent a turn, you hopefully actually had somewhat of a board. In general, Heroes doesn't make crazy negate boards. It mostly makes Dark Law. Let's say next turn, you know, you survive through whatever they're doing. It's your turn now. You used up your hand, you draw for a turn, and it is what it is, you know, whatever. Now your hand is empty. You use Celestial, and you draw 2 more cards. That is incredible. That is such good follow-up. It's actually the reason that Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer is so much better than Dragoon. Phoenix Enforcer is really good. Floating, destroying stuff, it's a good card. But the fact that the cards you play for it to make it is a Celestial, meaning you have a draw 2 follow-up play, that is a big reason why you want to run the Phoenix Enforcer over the Dragoon. Being able to play this because we're a hero deck anyway is really, really solid. Next, we have Elemental Hero Liquid Soldier. When this card is normal summoned, target 1 level 4 or lower hero monster in your graveyard, special summon it. Really solid extension. If this card is used as fusion material for a hero monster and sent to the graveyard or banished, you can draw 2 cards, then discard 1 card. You can only use 1 Liquid Soldier effect per turn and only once that turn. So once again, make your choice wisely. But yeah, drawing 2 and discarding 1 is really solid. That follow-up is something. Some people are playing this at 1, I believe. I don't know. I like my 2. Next, we have Vision Hero Faris. You can discard 1 other hero monster, special summon this card from your hand. If this card is normal or special summoned, place 1 Vision Hero monster from your deck, except Faris, in your spell and trap zone as a phase-up continuous trap. Also, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck, except for hero monsters. We're always special summoning hero monsters. We're only running 1 non-hero monster in this extra. This card is crucial for basically all the main combos, so that's why we're running the 3. Also, the fact that you can set anything as that continuous spell makes it so, you know, you can set this and get to use his follow-up play without necessarily, you know, waiting a turn and so forth. Really solid. Also get rid of, you know, brickier stuff and then get follow-up and so forth. Really solid card. Ultra for a reason. Then we have Malicious. Oh, my boy Malicious. Wow. 12-year-old me played with this card. Really cool. Okay, so you banish this card from your graveyard. Special summon 1 Malicious from deck. I wish this card was a 3. That was a crazy card. So you get rid of this with Fusion Destiny or with anything else. Maybe you already had it in hand or something, and now you just get 1 more free hero special summon just like that. Really, really important for the deck. Now we have this Elemental Hero Honest Neos. If you played back in the day and you know Honest, this is basically Honest for heroes. Discard this card, target 1 hero on the field and gains 2500 attack. So your opponent attacks into a hero thinking it's gonna die, you can pop this and most likely they die instead. Also, you can do it the other way around, so you can discard a hero and then this card gains attack equal to that discarded hero. So that way, if your opponent attacks into this for some reason, you can discard the hero. This gets huge and kills the monster. But usually you use it as the Honest, so from your own hand discarding this. More advanced players know this is coming though, so it's not as big of a deterrent anymore when they know it's coming, but since they know it can be coming, they can also be playing around it, and that still makes it awkward for them. Next, we have 1 Poly. Again, we can search this with our Vion right here. And again, look at all those fusion monsters in this extra. Poly is pretty solid, though a lot of those fusion monsters are only specialed with Mask Change and other cards. Regardless, Poly is in the deck. We can use it. Reinforcement of the Army, baby. Add 1 level 4 or lower warrior from your deck to your hand. That is virtually any of these heroes. Not any. There's a few higher levels like Faris, but still, you know, you can look for a bunch of stuff. Miracle Fusion. Wow. If you have been playing heroes back in the day when it was just Avion and Bursinatrix, this is the card you remember. Fusion summon 1 elemental hero from your extra deck by banishing fusion materials from your field or graveyard. And that or graveyard is pretty crucial. You just play this and whatever you've already used up, you now get to turn into something else. Next, we have A Hero Lives. Now, 3 are legal in this game, so you might want to play 3, but you are paying half your life. Often this doesn't matter because life, well, the only life point that matters is your last, but it's still half. And when you're playing against a more fair deck, the game might go on a little longer and so forth. Though this deck can OTK. Maybe you want to play 3, but yeah, really solid card. Basically, pay half your life, special summon a level 4 or lower elemental hero from your deck. That's really good. It's an emergency teleport for heroes, but without restrictions. That's crazy. Next, we have Dark Calling. You fusion summon a fusion from your extra deck that must be special summoned with Dark Fusion by banishing the fusion materials from your hand and or graveyard. Once again, really solid follow-up. And we do have stuff that needs Dark Fusion, like our boy here, Evil Hero Malicious Bane. Man, remember when Jaden went evil? That was crazy. Next, we have Fusion Destiny, the craziest card in the deck. Not the craziest, actually. There's a bunch of crazy cards like Mask Change, Dark Law, holy hell. Fusion summon 1 fusion monster from your extra deck that mentions a Destiny hero monster as material. We run a few. Using monsters from your hand or deck as fusion material, but destroy it during the end phase of the next turn. Also, for the rest of this turn, after this card resolves, you cannot special summon monsters except dark hero monsters. Now, that's not too much of an issue because our dark hero monsters are insane. We have a Dark Law right here. We have Cross Crusader. We have Dread Decimator. We have Dangerous. Like, we have a bunch of dark heroes, so we don't really care that much about the restriction, but keep in mind that it exists. It does come up. So yeah, we're going to activate Fusion Destiny, just like in the combos with Phoenix Enforcer. You know, we're going to get rid of the Celestial for our follow-up, and then depending on what else you need, for Dangerous, it's just a dark effect monster, so it might be something like a Vion, or maybe it's a Malicious if you want that follow-up play. Maybe it's not even Celestial, maybe it's just Malicious and Vion. Maybe you don't care about the follow-up if you're going to win this turn or something along those lines. It kind of reacts to what the situation is doing. Then we have Lightning Storm. Again, we are in a world where Eldritch is all across the map, so we want to be able to destroy some of those spells and traps. And also this deck can OTK, can make pretty big boards at least. So if we can just wipe a board, sometimes it's also really cool. Next, the craziest fucking card in the game, baby. Quick Play. And that's very important. Target one hero monster you control. Send it to the graveyard. After that, if it left the field by this effect, special summon one masked hero from your extra with the same attribute. So your opponent targets any of your monsters with anything. You can just go, okay, mask change. They lose their target and now you get something instead. But you can also just use it to make whatever you wanted to make. So it does need to have the same attribute. So for example, you need to turn one of your darks into something like this guy, Dark Law, which is our boy. Or you need to turn Stratos, which is a wind, into this guy, which is a wind. So it does need to match, but still, you don't care. This is like a really crazy card. Next, we have two Called by the Grave. This is to stop hand traps mostly. Yeah, we don't like getting max seed. We don't like getting ashed. We don't like any of that. Especially because, like, if you used a hero lives and then they ash it, because ash says special summon from the deck, so it can stop that. You don't want to have wasted 4,000 life points for nothing. So Called by really helps there. And we have a lot of searching overall, so we want to be able to stop ashes and of course maxi. Next, Dark Law. This card is the only thing we make. No, that's not true. We do use all of our other fusions. In terms of like threat, this card is often like a big threat for our opponent. It says must be special summoned by mask change. Any card sent to your opponent's graveyard is banished instead. That's the effect we care about. The fact that our opponent's deck is often one that uses the graveyard, whether it's Eldritch, whether it's Tri-Brigade, Liberalusk, whether it's Sky Striker, whatever it is. Any card is banished instead just shuts down so many decks. So if we're going first, making a Dark Law is often a pretty solid play. And if we're going second, even then sometimes ending on a Dark Law is a decent play if you're not, you know, instantly killing here. Also, once per turn, if your opponent adds a card from their deck to their hand, which a lot of decks do, you can banish one random card from your opponent's hand. So this is also just really annoying interruption. Again, there's a bunch of stuff that adds or draws, and that's also adding. And you just go, oh, not only did you just trigger this, but now a random card is going to vanish. Maybe it's the follow-up. Maybe it's the thing they added. Whatever it is, they're gonna feel awful about it. Dark Law, incredible card for the deck. Next, Blast. I never liked this guy's art. Must be special summoned with mask change. If this card is special summoned, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls, half its attack. Once per turn, you can pay 500 life points, target one spell or trap your opponent controls, return it to the hand. Get rid of some stuff. Maybe they have like a summon limit. You make a blast, you say goodbye. And also just, you know, having attack isn't destroying and then you can attack over it. Decent. You can make it out of Stratos with our mask change. Then we have Dangerous. One Destiny hero, one dark effect. So again, you can make it with Fusion Destiny, Celestial, Malicious, Vion. Quick effect. Discard one card, send one Destiny hero monster from your hand or deck to the graveyard. And if you do, Destiny heroes gain attack until the end of turn. That's not the most important thing though. Again, you could go Fusion Destiny, Celestial with Vion. You skill, send this from deck to grave. You're gonna feel pretty good about that. Being able to Fusion Destiny in the first place is still like a really big deal for the deck because it gets all of this engraved. Overall, really solid card for the deck. Then we have our Sunrise. Must be fusion summoned. Monsters you control gain 200 attack for each different attribute you control. You can only use each of the following effects once per turn. If this card is special summoned, add one Miracle Fusion from your deck to your hand. So you make Sunrise, then you get your Miracle Fusion right here. When an attack is declared involving another hero monster you control, you can target one card on the field and destroy it. This way you can also break boards more easily, you know, going second. Next we have Absolute Zero. One hero monster and 1 water monster. Again, we are running water monsters in the form of this guy, and we are running heroes because duh. Must be fusion summoned, gains 500 attack for each water monster on the field, except absolute 0. If this card leaves the field, destroy all monsters your opponent controls. Get rid of it with other stuff, and now you basically wipe your opponent's board. Next, we have Acid. Must be special summoned with mask change. When this card is special summoned, destroy as many spells and traps your opponent controls as possible. Wiping spells and traps. We have a little bit of a Harpy's Feather Duster here. Next, we have Escuridao. Must be fusion summoned, gains 100 attack for each elemental hero monster in your graveyard. Next, we have Dystopia, 2 Destiny hero monsters. We can make this. If this card is special summoned, you can target 1 level 4 or lower Destiny hero monster in your graveyard. Inflict damage to your opponent equal to that target's attack. If this card's current attack is different from its original attack, you can target 1 card on the field, destroy it, and if you do, this card's attack becomes equal to this card's original attack. Next, Evil Hero, Malicious Bane. So we can make this with our Dark Calling right here because it counts as a Dark Fusion. Must be special summoned with Dark Fusion. Cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. That comes up. During your main phase, you can destroy all monsters your opponent controls with attack less than or equal to this card's, which is almost all of them. Also, this card gains 200 attack for each monster destroyed this way. Also, you cannot declare an attack for the rest of this turn, except with hero monsters. Guess what? We only have hero monsters. So that's okay. Wipe board really strong. So next, for Malicious Bane, I actually straight up forgot we still needed to include an evil hero. So we're gonna add our adjusted gold boy. Not sure what to cut though. So maybe we do cut the Stratos, or maybe we just play 41. But we do need an evil hero just to make our Malicious Bane in the first place, which I do think adds enough ceiling to the deck to justify our adjusted gold right here. Malicious Bane, boom. Also gonna be pretty funny because there's gonna be people who don't watch the entire video who are gonna say, hey, you can't even make Malicious Bane, and they didn't see this being added right here. Next up, we're gonna say Extra Hero Wonder Driver. We have 2 hero monsters. If a hero monster is normal or special summoned to your zone, discard points to target 1 polymerization or 1 fusion spell card or 1 change quick play spell in graveyard. Set that target. So that's solid follow-up. Then you can only activate this effect of Extra Hero Wonder Driver once per turn. If this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, or if this card in your possession is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, special summon 1 hero monster from your hand. So there's a little bit of an interaction, though not the greatest one. Then we have our boy, the most important link in this deck. If this card is link summoned, target 1 Destiny hero monster in your grave, special summon it. Tribute 1 Destiny hero monster, add 1 hero monster with a different card name from your deck to your hand. You can only use each effect once per turn. Also, you cannot special summon monsters the turn you activate the effect of this card, except for hero monsters. So this is often just the way you combo off. Like, you're gonna make this guy very often. Next, we have our Extra Hero Dread Decimator. Any hero monster it points to gains 100 attack for each hero monster with different names in your graveyard. That's gonna be a bunch. This is also a way you can OTK. And then if this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage. Now, the final card is maybe a little bit controversial. There's a lot of cards in this deck that say you cannot special summon anything except for heroes. And I get that. Often you won't be able to make this. In those grindier games, you will sometimes have the setup where you can make this and where this is the only way you're gonna win the game. So I do like running this, but I understand that a lot of hero players don't want to run it. They want to run like pure hero extra decks. You know, it's sacrilege that you would ever dare to include this. I get that. If you want to run something else, you know, there's plenty of hero extra deck monsters for you out there. That is the hero deck. Hope you found this interesting. Once again, be sure to get this to 1,000 likes and subscribe to this channel. And then I will spend all of the gems to make this and make combo videos and play it on ranked and so forth. I will see you soon. Ciao.